Hey everybody, two things this week. One is the solo section from Dam the River. So we're just adding a little bit more to that solo, and the other is Love Not Given Lightly by Chris Knox. We'll be starting both the verse and the chorus for that. Okay, so to start with the lead from Dam the River, we've already gone what happens next is which we've done, and the piece that we're learning today is okay, so that starts on the G string. It's on the 6th fret using our ring finger. Then we're going to have our middle finger on the B string on the 5th fret, and our index finger is going on the 4th fret on the E string. We're doing the same trick where we deaden all three strings and we run down like that. Okay, then our little finger comes out to the 7th fret on the E string, bottom E, and we use our index on the 4th fret, same string, bottom E string, so we should end up with, okay, so that's the start. Okay, what happens next is our middle finger goes on the 5th fret on the B string, so we'll get, and you'll notice it just goes there. If we're set up for this chord, we can actually do it all without taking our fingers off if we want to. Okay, so I'll play that one more time. Sorry. Like that. Okay, the next thing that happens is that little middle finger drops down onto the 5th fret on the E string. Then we use our index on the 4th fret, index on the 2nd fret. So that should go just like that. Okay, so the whole run should go. Now you'll see after you've played this chord, you go out with your little finger, index finger on the 4th, our middle finger's on the 5th fret here. This ring finger is free to go down onto the bottom E string if you want to play it that way, so you can use him on the 5th fret on the bottom E string, and you'll still be sliding the index finger. Okay, so I'll play that again. If you find it easier that way rather than using your middle finger, feel free to do it that way if you like. Okay, so I'm going to play that through 4 times in total. I'll do it twice with the middle finger doing that pop at the end, and I'll do it twice with the ring finger on that fret instead. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. So that is obviously part of the longer lead section, so something you can practice is putting it together with the pieces that go before. The whole thing in slow motion should sound like this. If we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and I'll play that once at speed so you know what you're aiming for. practice that bend. You can also be practicing your bends in the meantime. Probably easier to practice them up the neck here. Cool, okay, so that's enough of Phoenix Foundation for now. Move on to Love Not Given Lightly by Chris Knox. Cool. So this is Love Not Given Lightly by Chris Knox. There's two ways you can play it. You can play it all with bar chords, or you can play it with the capo. I'm going to play the verse with the bar chords, and then the chorus with the bar chords first, and then I'm going to do the same thing again with the capo. Okay, so bar chords first. We have the same strum throughout, which consists of hitting the top string by itself, then running down the next three, and then coming up from the bottom and playing 3 strings slowly. So the whole strum should go. That was a bit ugly, sorry, try that again. So you see it's a quick run down these 3, and a slow come up from the bottom. Cool, so that's the strum. I'll just do that 4 times on one chord so you can practice. Okay, and the chord progression for the verse is the top line here. It's B, G sharp, E, and F sharp. So B is the one I was just playing, 7th fret. G sharp is the 4th fret. E is just a plain E chord. You can play that in the bar chord style using your little finger, your ring finger and your middle finger. And then you have F sharp, which is 2nd fret. So it's the same strum for all 4 chords, and it should sound like this. So that is the verse. I'll play that through one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the chorus is the second line on this here sheet of paper. It goes B, A, E, and F sharp. So those are all the same chords, except for the second one, which is just 1 fret up onto the 5th fret. So we have B, this bar chord, on the 7th fret, A, 5th fret, E, open, and F sharp on the 2nd fret. And we're going to be doing a strum, which is 1 big down, followed by a quick down, up, down, up. 2 of those for 1 chord, so it should go down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. That will constitute 1 strum, and you'll be changing to the next chord. Okay, so running through that progression, B, A, E, F sharp with the strum, should sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, just for practice sake, I'm going to run through 2 rounds of the verse. It's actually longer than that, and then 2 rounds of the chorus, and I'll do that twice so you've got something to practice through. So we're going to do the verse, twice, and then the chorus. twice, and as I said, that is not actually how the song goes, but we'll do for practice for starters. Alright, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now. Now, in case that was a bit quick, I'm just going to do exactly the same thing, but a little bit slower. 1, 2, 3. So that's how that goes if you're playing with bar chords. If you're playing with the capo, we put the capo on the 4th fret, and it's very similar to the bar chord version in terms of strum and everything. The one thing is that you change the strings you strum on. So we'll start with the chords. The chords for the verse with capo are G, E, C and D. So it's your G, E, C and D. There we have it. Now when we strum the G, that's exactly the same as it would be for the bar chord. So we're hitting the top string, running down through, and then up from the bottom 3. So it should go. When we play the E, same deal, so we're still hitting the top string, running down the next 3, and slowly up from the bottom. Play the C chord, instead of hitting that top string we should be hitting the C chord, and we kind of cheat our run down so we can sort of go from the same string. So we're hitting the A string, and when we do that run down we start from that A string and go 1, 2, 3 and then count up from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, like that. Okay, so it should sound like cool. Okay, so it's a similar thing when we do the D chord, except now we're using the D string. So we hit that D string first by itself, and then run down 3 strings from that D string, and then we just come up from the bottom. So that's G normal, E normal, C chord starts from the A string, D chord starts from the D string. Okay, so I'll go through that verse progression a couple of times for practice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. get to the chorus, the chords for the chorus are G, then F, then C, then D. In this case our strum is pretty much the same as it would be for the bar chord version. You probably want to watch slightly when you're playing that C that you just start from the A string. Ditto, you might want to try and start from the D string on the D chord, but it's not the end of the world if you don't. So our strummers are down, followed by a quick down up, down up. And two of them for each chord, so it goes down, down up, down up, down, down up, down up. That's one chord. And change to F. And C. Okay, so I'll do that a little bit slower, practicing, and I'll go through that chorus twice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing with this capo version that I've just done for the bar chord version, which is I'm going to play the verse chords through twice, and then I'm going to play the chorus chords through twice. That's not exactly how the song goes. The verse is actually longer than the real song. This is just for practice changing the chords. Okay, so I'll go nice and slow. 1, 2, 3. Twice, but I've done it a third time. So I'm going to go on and do it a fourth. And now two of the chorus. There we go, happy strumming, and I'll see you all next week.